Hey guys, it's Shalina from M7 Properties. Thank you for joining me on Christmas Eve. I have a whole lot to do, but I said I wanted to sit down and make this video really quickly to just share 3 things that I'm glad I invested in and 3 things I regret spending my money on. So number one, the first thing that I want to share with you is a membership that I took out for the landlord purchasing group. I think that's the name. I'll add the details in the description box. But basically it's a buying group for landlords where you get items for your investment properties at a reduced price. So that was awesome. We purchased, I think, 2 boilers. You don't set out and wake up and decide, I want to purchase a boiler. There were obviously issues that came up. So it was good to be able to have that access and that resource to a reduced item. So that was fantastic. And then the work that we did in our residential property, we made use of that membership because you can do that also. So there were lots of things that we purchased via the group. They have some brands that you will know. So for example, Juicens, Wolseley, we got a lot of sort of stuff for the bathroom from Wolseley. I think Howden's maybe on them. We didn't get our kitchen from them, but you can. So it's definitely something, if you are a landlord, that you should look into because you can save money, and who doesn't want to do that, right? So I want to flip between the negatives and the positives, so there's a bit of balance. Okay, so the first thing that I would say that I regret spending my money on in 2021 was a load of subscriptions. Now, I signed up to all manner of things, whether it was membership clubs, courses, cooking courses. I just signed up to a load of things, and it got to the point that I couldn't even keep up with when the renewals would happen. So it could be the case that I wasn't even making use of it, but I had completely lost track of the things I had signed up for. The login details were lost in my inbox. So a payment would come out and I'd be like, oh man, I meant to cancel that one, but just never got around to it. There was one in particular, I won't name any names, I just never accessed it. And I kept saying to myself, I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna binge watch a load of the content and then I'll cancel. Yeah, that, even now, I still need to do it. I will do it. I definitely need to get around to do it. And having said that, what I discovered, I was watching Sky News and they shared a lady who has come up with an app. I'll drop her details or the details of the app in the description box. But basically it's for exactly that purpose. It's to help you stay on track, sorry, get my teeth in. Stay on track of your subscriptions, so that an experience I had where I had signed up for Adobe Cloud, so that gives you like Photoshop and Lightroom and all the other stuff that Adobe do. I signed up for it and then never used it. And then, you know, you've got your budget down to a fine art, down to the last penny, and then they took like 260 quid, just like that, to renew this thing that I wasn't using. So when I heard about this app that helps you, like reminds you of your subscriptions, which, you know, you could do quite easily, but there's an app for it, so why not make use of it? And it's free. I think there will be some kind of paid elements, but at the moment it's free. So definitely check it out. I'll leave a link below, as I said. But yeah, subscriptions. And I think subscriptions are a wonderful thing, but you have to be utilizing them and making use of them, because then it's just like, well, what's the point? You are, you know, helping to launch someone else's business while like you could be investing that money and making a return on it. So that was something that I definitely will not be carrying on into 2022. All right, so the second thing that I'm happy that I put my coins into, I invested into, and it's only a small thing, but it's my Tassimo machine. Now, I often buy things, and you probably can pick this up from what I've shared previously. I buy things and then, you know, they'll be flavor of the month for a bit and then they kind of dwindle down. But my Tassimo machine has been awesome. I think just for the fact that, you know, we were in lockdown for I don't know, were we in lockdown for a bit of 2021? I think we were. But also just like being out and about, I'm working from home, so going out to buy hot drinks just hasn't been a thing. So having my Tassimo has been awesome. I purchased it because I love hot chocolates and I wanted to get the chai latte actually. But what I found was the flat whites. Like, I'm addicted, literally. I'm not a coffee, well, I would have said I wasn't a coffee drinker, but it seems that I've joined the club. So my Tassimo machine has been awesome. I think I got it on sale from Amazon, so you know, it wasn't a huge outlay, but it's something that I'm using, and I think that's the key thing. Whatever it is that you are spending your money on, so long as you're making use of it and you're getting value from it, that is the most important thing, I would say. So my Tassimo machine was definitely a plus for me. Right, guys, if you're getting value from this and you are liking what I'm sharing, then give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I share lots of content, whether it's talking about property, whether it's talking about family, how you can be more productive in your business, or just like doing vlogs and showing you what I'm getting up to. So if that sounds like something of interest, then definitely subscribe. And as they say, click the notification bell so you know when I have released some new content. All right, so I'm doing positives and negatives. Okay, so the negative thing that I invested in or spent money on in 2021 was actually mortgage interest. So I'll explain. Our product came to an end, but it came at a time where we kind of let it go into variable because we were working on some things. So we kind of let it slip into the variable with the intention to finish up those things and then to move on to a product. That took longer than we would have hoped. So we ended up paying probably around £400 extra each month in variable interest. So that was not ideal, and definitely something that I would suggest, you know, if you can line things up so that you can go from one product to another, that obviously is ideal. However, that negative was born out of a positive. So a positive that I wanted to share that we invested in 2021 was renovation works on our home. So I mentioned that we did some works, I've said it in previous videos. We did a rear extension, so we went out, I think it was just under 6 foot. I'm sat in the extension now. We went out 6 foot into the garden. So we took a small galley kitchen and created a kitchen, diner, open living space, which, you know, makes a massive difference. Like, the meals just hit differently when they're cooked in a nice environment. Like, it's really odd, but even it just feels easier to kind of function in. So whether that's washing the dishes or cooking or whatever, just having that extra space and actually taking the time to think about the layout and how you want things to be put in place makes a massive difference. So yeah, we did that work. So I'm super glad that we made that investment. I would always say invest into assets as opposed to liabilities. So in us doing that work, investing into our asset, it's increased the value of our property. So we got an agent out to do a valuation. I think it was worth 450,000 prior to the work, and he says he thinks it would value around 650 now. So that is amazing. Obviously, you know, renovation works aren't cheap, but if you can invest into doing that, and then you know, you've added value, you've created something that wasn't there previously, you will then be able to potentially release that money to then invest. You've now added value and you're rewarded for that. So I said I wasn't going to be long. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but those are the 6 things I wanted to share with you. 3 things that I'm glad I invested into in 2021. 3 things that I regret investing into. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if any of those things like you can relate to. Do you sign up for subscriptions? Do you always make use of them? Let me know also like what you're going to be leaving behind in 2022. I need to crack on with preparations for tomorrow. But yeah, I am excited to hear what you guys share in the description. Let's have a chat. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, guys, take care and have a wonderful Christmas. Hey guys, I've had to just jump on really quickly. I just remembered I bumped you guys. I said I was going to share 6 things with you. I only shared 5. I've come up to the bathroom because everyone is home now and it's noisy downstairs, so apologies for the echo. Okay, so the 3rd thing that I regret investing in 2021 was takeaways. Okay, let me put this in perspective. For 7 months, we did not have access to a kitchen. Just fathom that, just process that. 7 months with no access to a kitchen. Okay, so it probably wasn't 7 months, probably more like 6. So for the first month, we probably were able to cook. So I would say 6 months. And literally, we frequented every fast food restaurant you can think of. So whether that was McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, it got to the point that the guy at the local McDonald's knew us. He was like, "Oh, you're in here regularly, aren't you?" Because think of it, we were working from home, so you're not able to prepare your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. So I would hate to calculate the cost of takeaways and just fast food that we spent in 2021. So that is definitely a big regret for me for 2021. So I've just jumped on really quickly to just give you what I promised.